up, everybody? It's episode 2 of my card podcast. I'm not connected. My Bluetooth isn't connected to my phone this time, so hopefully the audio is a little better. I don't know. Either way, we're going to roll on with it. I'm full of energy. It's 11:30 at night. 11:32. My phone says 11:33, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm full of energy tonight because some crazy things happened tonight. All right? So first, in the last episode, it was Friday night. I forgot to upload the first episode, so the first episode is going to be going up tonight, which is Saturday. Episode 2 is going to go up Sunday. But basically, Friday I got my COVID shot. Didn't really feel anything. I got home. Started feeling a little weird. Nothing too crazy. It was just like lightheadedness and I kind of couldn't breathe. But I could breathe fully. It was just like a little bit of like stuffy nose. A little bit. Yeah, I had like a stuffy nose. But I was going to fall asleep. And then from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., I kept waking up every single hour. And it was miserable. It really didn't, it wasn't really bad. I just kind of felt miserable most of the time. So I wake up at 8, just chilling. I went downstairs. I didn't feel like eating at all. I guess that's something that happens with the Moderna shot, is that, you don't really have an appetite, which is fine. So I just had a bowl of cereal. I ate it. And then I went to the, I was feeling a little, well, you want to come down there, buddy? That dude's zooming. But, I was feeling a little weird for a bit. Felt a little lightheaded, had a small headache. Vision was a little weird. I could still see. Oh my gosh, that car has lights. Yo! Okay. There's another one? Yo! Okay, I'll tell you about, forget this COVID thing, okay? So, from Cars, that scene from Cars when Mac is falling asleep? And there's those 3 really cool cars with all the lights that are driving by, and they start harassing him, and they play the smooth jazz to put him to sleep and stuff. I just realized they could have really murdered someone. What if Mac had, gone off the road? They would have been, they could have, murdered that guy. They could have murdered him. But anyways, 3 cars just went by that looked exactly like them, dude. It was so cool. That was freaking so epic, dude. Oh, one of them's right here at the light. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, he got left behind by his buddies. Oh, that's sad. Anyways, I'm gonna go back. So, anyways, whatever. So, it's wake up, feeling a little weird. Oh my gosh, they're both here. Oh, let's go, Pog. Oh, they're racing. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, anyways, I get so easily distracted. But anyways, so we're driving, I go to the farmer's market with my brother and my dad because, my friend and his mom have a food truck. So I go to their food truck. Got a chicken and waffle thing. It was pretty good. Pretty good. I recommend it. I'm not gonna say the name or where it was because I don't want to dox myself. But yeah. But it was pretty good. So the next thing I did. So then I just go home. I'm chilling for a bit. I go to work. I've taken some Tylenol so that way, so I can get through the day. I was supposed to come in at 2. I decided I was going to come in at 5 just to be safe. I took some Tylenol, I was fine, whatever. Around 8 o'clock, some crazy things started happening. So I was just out cleaning a table. I work at a restaurant. I was just sitting there. It's like a restaurant and bowling alley. I was just sitting there cleaning a table, right? All of a sudden, I hear 2 of my coworkers start yelling. And I turn around, and there are these, 4 kids fighting. There's just these 4 kids fighting, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? And so one of them's trying to hold these hold back these two girls. The other one is there trying to hold back these other two guys. My boss comes out. He's like trying to break them up. And we have a cop that's there, like, because every week there's like these kids that are always doing some shenanigans or something. It's rare when there's fights. Very, very, very rare. Like, almost never happens. But this was like huge, big fight. There were chairs everywhere, dude. All their food was all over the place. Their stuff was all over the place. It was ridiculous. But I turn around and I'm just standing there frozen, like, well, what do I do? I start like approaching over there, and the second my coworkers start yelling, "Oh, cops! Cops!" Or they start yelling like, "Oh, hey, we're gonna call the cops. We're gonna call the cops." So one of the two of the kids take off, and so one of my coworkers, he goes after those kids, gets them. We get the police officer who's there, and he takes care of these kids. So they're banned from the place now, but oh my, it was ridiculous. We don't know how it started. Literally, we don't know at all. I guess my coworker who had the table was going over to give them their check, and he was walking over there, and it just started. We don't know how, we don't know who started it, but all those kids are banned from the place. They all got charged with trespassing stuff, you know. Pretty good stuff. However, the problem is there's going to be some new kids next week that are going to cause problems. Every week it's new kids that most of the time they just mess around, they just hang out and then leave and for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then they leave and don't pay for their stuff. It's awful. But you know, it is what it is. And then, so towards the end of the night, so one of my coworkers, he's trying to go home. He's trying to go home, right? He's trying to go home, and so he's sitting there. So he's like, "Oh, can you go clean?" So it's also, so we're also attached to a movie theater. And we bring the people who have parties at the movie theater, we bring them food if they want it. So we said, "Oh, hey, can you go clean up this movie theater?" And I was like, "Sure." So I went to go clean it. So I walk over there. He's over there with the party as they're walking out. They're all leaving. I go into the theater, and there is a movie going, and there are people sitting in there. And I'm like, I thought that party was over. So I didn't go in there, clean it for like an hour. And then one of the servers comes over to me. She's like, "Hey, he never cleaned this." And I was like, "Oh no, he told me to clean it, but I didn't because there were people in there at the time." And I was like, "I don't know if I should." But it turns out that when that first party ended, that second party just kind of walked in there and started their party without saying anything and without allowing us to clean it. So me and her, we go in there to clean it, and there's this scary thing that shows up on the screen, and we're like, "Ah, horror movie. Alright, yeah, we're out." And there was no one in the theater. There was not a single person in that movie theater. At all. So we're like, what? So we were like, yeah, scary, we're out. So we go in there later with another server. The three of us go in there, we clean it, and there are people in there this time, but we're in there, we're trying to be as quiet as we can, but you know, when it's like plates and cups, it's really hard to be quiet. But you know, it is what it is. And yeah, that's kinda, I had a wild day. Very interesting, crazy, wild day, you know. It's it is what it is. But we were so upset. We were so, like, just frustrated from that fight. You know, like seriously, like, I don't care what's going on between you. Like, those people at that table were sitting there for like an hour just chilling. They all seemed to be having a great time. One of the servers asked me to keep an eye on them because they moved from their table to a table in the corner. And all the troublemakers like to sit in the corner of the restaurant. So I was like, okay. And then they moved back to their table. So I still kept an eye on them because they looked like the kind of people that would cause trouble. And sure enough, they did. So many people were like, yo, what is going on? But dude, wow. And my manager, my boss was so angry. He literally told them, we don't try to curse in front of guests. I mean, some servers do if they're like joking around, like having conversation with their servers, they will. With their customers, they will. Fair. I'm fine with that. But he yelled, "Get the fuck out!" as loud as he could. So those, like, right in front of these kids, so they heard. Those kids, it was amazing. And the thing is, like, those kids couldn't drive. I don't know how old they were. They were like anywhere from like 14 to like 16. But I don't think any of them could drive because I don't know where the two girls went. They might have been in the police car. I don't know. But the two guys, all four of them were just hanging out in the front of the place with the police officer. Which means that a parent or somebody had to come and get them. But now they've been banned from that entire place. They've been banned from the restaurant and the movie theater. We also have an arcade. I don't know why I didn't mention that. I don't think it mattered. But whatever. They've been banned from that entire building. Pretty cool. Trying to think. That's kind of all I had to talk about. So I'm trying to think. What do I talk about now? I said I was gonna have topics prepared, and I kind of lied. I guess. I guess I want to talk about. I'm gonna talk. No, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna save that. So me and my friend Avery, who is one of my coworkers who I work with, and he was one of the people who broke up the fight. But anyways, me and him, we are planning a really cool podcast. It's not going to be anything too crazy, no high production. It's just going to kind of be us talking audio like this, but it's going to be better quality. But that's just, and we're just going to talk about things that we like. So I'm looking forward to that. I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I figured I could do this as sort of like a thing for me to do, just like, just kind of chill, drive in my car, clear my thoughts, say whatever I want. I mean, obviously not whatever I want, because I don't want to get canceled, but, it is what it is. And so, I did see something on, EJM's Instagram story, that I want to bring up. So, in case you don't know who EJM is, he is basically TV Filthy Frank 2. He is the new Filthy Frank. He does an incredible job. He's obviously not anywhere near as good or as the same as the original Filthy Frank was. However, for modern day 2020, 2021 Filthy Frank, he's perfect. He fits perfectly with the way the world is now. Obviously, Filthy Frank is edgy. He's still edgy, but not as edgy as the other Filthy Frank was. But, whatever. Anyways, so he posted something on his Instagram story saying saying how he hates those videos and those TikToks where it's like, oh, this person is saying this to you to tell you that they love you, or that they want to marry you or something. Like I agree with that 100%. They're stupid. And he brought up that, it's basically like you in, middle school telling your friends to ask a girl out for you. I like Susan, but, I don't want to tell her, can you tell her I want to go out with her? And I mean, I've been in those shoes before, but, that's one thing. And then you get, in high school, I've done that before, and every time people are just in high school, people are like, dude, freaking grow up and do it yourself. I feel like that's the same thing with these TikToks and these Instagram posts. if you have to send somebody something to be like, that says, oh, this person's saying this to you because they love you or they have a crush on you, dude, get a life, man. Like, dude, freaking just tell them yourself. Like, nothing is stopping you from texting them and saying it themselves. But if you just send that to them, you could send, oh, this person says they love you, and they can just be like, aw, well, we're really good friends. Because, like, I have a best friend. Me and her say I love you all the time. Because, like, we've known each other for such a long time. But we don't have any sort of, like, romantic feelings towards each other. But we say that and we genuinely mean that. Like, we really care for each other. Like, there are a couple of guy friends I would even say I love to. Like, I would say casually, like, oh, I love you, man. Like, that kind of thing. But they still know what I mean. Like, that I genuinely appreciate them. But, like, it's different when, like, there's somebody you like and you have to send them that. Like, even if you're with somebody, like, okay, if you're with somebody and you have to send them that, it's like, aw, but also, like, you couldn't have just told me that yourself. I had to sit through, like, 30 seconds just to wait for that. I had to sit and watch some person do some weird, stupid dance. just for them to say, oh, this person likes you. I would never, like, people who, like, will send me TikToks, and I genuinely knew someone once who would send me all these TikToks, like, all the time. She would send me, like, 4 or 5, and she was like, oh, haha, these are funny. Not one of them was funny. I literally was like, how? What's the joke? And she was not happy. She was like, how are you not funny? And I was like, I don't. A lot of, I don't have TikTok. I hate TikTok. A lot of TikTok humor is just stupid. I will admit that there are some good things on there. There are some funny things on there. But there's a lot of things I hate. Like the whole, like, computer narrator thing. I hate that. The whole, whoa, this happened. Like, freaking computer narrating stuff. I hate that. I hate the things where it's just, like, silent and you have to read the text. I hate that. I'm there to watch a video. I don't want to read. And then, like, I'm here to watch a video. I don't want to hear a freaking robot explain. Like, if you're filming a video, I don't need a robot to explain what is going on. Like, whoa, I saw this homeless guy on the side of the street. He looked sad, so we decided to help him out. And the video plays, and it's like, oh, he was very happy. Please like and share if you like this video. I don't need that. I can just watch the video and see. I don't need you to sit there and narrate it. I do not care. Shut up. I don't care, okay? I don't. I'm sorry for yelling, but I'm very passionate about this. Like, I genuinely hate those. Like, anytime I see something like that, I instantly turn it off. Anytime it's those stupid narrator things, I turn it off. Anytime it's just, like, complete text, I turn it off. Unless it's one of those TikToks where it's like, oh, this is the tier list, or like, you need it, like, for the joke, but if it's just, like, text, you have to read, like, 3 sentences, it goes away, another sentence, I don't want to read all that. Because then I'm spending the entire time reading instead of watching the video. Whereas, if it's, like, one sentence to, like, be like, oh, this is me when this happens, and then the TikTok, yeah, I'll watch it, because that's needed for me to understand. Like, if you really, really need me to understand something in such a short time span, just freaking make the text, dude. Or just freaking tell me what's going on, okay? I want to watch the video. I don't want to have to sit there and read text, okay? It's freaking annoying, okay? Okay? Don't do that, alright? I hate that. And there's just so many freaking... There's so many TikToks I hate, dude. I don't even know. You know, while we're on the topic of things that grind my gears, Jake Paul. Man, I hate that guy. Logan Paul doesn't bother me. I don't really care. I used to hate him. I don't really hate him anymore. He's a completely different guy now. good for him on getting that Floyd Mayweather fight. Even KSI hates him, obviously, because they fought. But he was like, I hate him, but good for him that he was able to get Floyd Mayweather to fight him. I don't know why he would. He's going to lose. And I agree 100%. He is going to lose that fight. Jake Paul, however, very, very immature. When Logan was taking that fight against KSI very seriously. That second match when he lost, he was devastated. Like before the match, his trainer and his friends were like, okay, dude, you gotta focus, you gotta get ready. He was trying to focus, he was trying to get in the zone. And Jake Paul is over here with a freaking vlog camera, making all this noise, doing all these shenanigans, like, ha, we're about to fight, guys. And then he goes up to Logan, and he's like, oh, ha, get in the camera, dude. And Logan was like, dude, get the camera out of my face. All of Logan's people were like, dude, get the camera out of his face, he's trying to focus. After Logan lost, he was like, dude, I should have won that fight. That's how I feel. I fought hard. I thought I should have won, and he was genuinely upset. Jake Paul was like, oh, my brother should have won, ha ha hee, and was freaking putting the camera in his brother's face. His brother was very physically mad and did not want to be bothered at the moment. He didn't want to talk about it at the moment, and his brother's over here bothering him about it, like, oh, you lost, you should have won. Like, dude, leave your brother alone. He doesn't need that. He doesn't want a camera in his face right now. Dude, leave him alone. And then the whole freaking, that other fight he did, whatever it was, where the dude went down in 2 seconds, I had no doubt that was rigged from the start. I have no doubt that guy was paid to go down. They were like, oh yeah, we'll pay you a lot of money, dude, if you get knocked out in the first round, in like the first 30 seconds. They did. The entire fight was set up to make Jake Paul look good. The entire thing was. And then afterwards, Jake Paul went, oh, we were supposed to have a wrestle match, but I backed out of it because he's too weak. No, you didn't do it because you got your money, you got your fame, you got your clout. So, Logan fighting Floyd Mayweather shows he's really taking this seriously. Who has Jake Paul fought that is like a serious threat? He fought a former NBA player who's really old. He fought another guy who's out of shape, who had hip surgery literally 2 months before the fight. So who has Jake Paul fought that is like a worthy opponent? He only will fight people. He's tried to fight Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor didn't take it. You know why? Because Conor McGregor knows this. Conor McGregor knows that Jake Paul just wants money and fame. He knows that he's not going to take it seriously. Conor McGregor knows that he could knock out Jake Paul in an instant. That's why he won't fight him. Because it's a waste of his time. He doesn't care how much. You could give Conor McGregor $22 million. He's not going to take that. He'll much rather fight a professional guy who's going to put up a fight than fight some freaking idiot vlogger from LA, dude. Anybody would. Dude, Logan Paul got that fight with Floyd Mayweather because he's a respectable guy. He's matured. He has a great podcast who a lot of people say is really good. A lot of people who hated him watch his videos now. Say they're freaking awesome. He's matured a lot. He's smart. He knows how to do things. And plus, when you look at that press conference with Floyd Mayweather, who was the guy who caused problems? Not Logan. It was Jake. Jake took Floyd Mayweather's hat. And he said, oh, he did that because he's a bully. What? Dude, that is the most dickish thing I've ever... You don't take somebody's hat because they're a bully, dude. It's just like when freaking, I can't remember who it was. There was somebody that made a video on Jake Paul. Jake Paul was upset. And so this guy had... There's this guy on YouTube who does a show where he cuts people's hair and interviews them. He was on it. Jake Paul is friends with that guy. So Jake Paul stood up and he was like, oh, stop the bullying, man. Don't bully me. Bullying's not cool. And he told him, he was like, dude, I'm not bullying you. It's just criticism and satire, dude. And that's all commentary channels are. The thing is, when Jake Paul gets called out for something, or Jake Paul is seen as bad, Jake Paul flips out and goes, "Oh, they're bullying me. Or whenever it's showing that he's like not good, or whenever like he's not shown in a good light, or like he's not getting clout, this person's not gonna let me over. And they're blinding me, awesome. But whenever like things aren't like shown like in a way that he wants, he goes and makes some excuse about it. Friggin' Floyd Mayweather, he took his hat because he said he was a bully. What? Dude, shut up, dude. You don't even deserve what you're doing right now, dude. I freaking hate that guy. And then, on top of that, the press conference for his last boxing match he did with the guy who went down in like 2 seconds. Again, I can't remember his name. Dude, he got freaking roasted, like destroyed. And Jake Paul just stood there for like 3 seconds. He didn't know how to respond because he was legitimately insulted. So what does he say? He just goes, so to save his skin, he goes, "Oh, that insult was so bad, I don't even know how to respond." Dude, no. The insult was so true and so like accurate that you couldn't come up with a response because your brain can't come up with anything intelligent to say back. That is why, dude. You're a freaking idiot. Yeah, anyways, you know, this podcast, I like this episode. Get the rant. I like ranting. You know, this was good. I liked this. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this episode of the podcast. If you got any suggestions for me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll talk about them, I'll research them, I'll talk about them, whatever. If I'm on my way home from work, I have someone in my car, or, you know, if any day of the week, if I have someone in my car, I'll record a podcast with them in my car. You know, they've never been done before. Car podcast, never been done before, first time. Car podcast in my car, never done before. You know, like that Jake Paul song from like 4 years ago that everyone hates. Yeah, that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna upload this one. Episode 1 should be up. It's technically midnight, so it'll be up Sunday. You'll be seeing this one on Monday or Sunday if I don't feel like waiting. Yo, that's a possum, dude. There's a freaking possum. I have to stop because there's a possum crossing the street. That's freaking wacky, dude. Whoa. Yo, what the possum doing? Though? Anyways, hope you liked this episode. I certainly enjoyed ranting. I love ranting. I love yelling. I love screaming. It's 3 of my favorite things. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.